Welcome aboard. My name is Wyatt Lane. I'm with the WorldCat factory. We're on the Crystal Coast in North Carolina today, and we've got a number of boats lined up to show you. We're going to start out with the WorldCat 32 center console. It is our largest hull to date that we've built, and we do this same hull in a 32 dual as well as a center console version. Center console is a true center console. Fantastic fisherman, gives the ability to do a ton of offshore activities as well as adventures with either family and friends. Some of the greatest things with the catamaran as well as the center console aspect of it is it gives you the ability to utilize that beam from the back of the boat all the way to the front of the boat. So unlike a traditional monohull, when you get in the front of a 32 center catamaran, there's a tremendous amount of room up here, so a whole host of folks can enjoy themselves. Plenty of upholstered seating, super high backrest, handrails, a ton of room for everybody to enjoy themselves. So let's take a minute to start in the front and work our way back, and I'll show you some of the features and benefits on the 32. All of our boats, we have a limited number of options. We try and keep the option list as simple as possible. So as we look at a build, we try and figure out if the majority of the boats are going to get that piece of equipment, then we'll make that equipment standard. Everything that we build 25 feet and above, we include a standard windlass with the free fall ability, and we include a standard anchor locker, access port and starboard. On the 32 center, you'll note the raw water washdown faucet on the front section here. Allows you to clean your anchor and chain as it comes up if you've gotten any mud and debris on there. A ton of room. This anchor locker bans the entire width of this 10.5 foot boat and gives you a ton of storage. So if you've got all of your chain and rope on one side, it allows you to use the other side for additional storage if you need it. Pop-up cleats, standard throughout the entire deck part of the boat. Access and foot pedals for your windlass up here as well. The horseshoe seating arrangement, as I said earlier, with the catamaran, one of the nicest things with this hull design, outside of the fantastic ride, is the ability to utilize the entire front of that boat. Standing up here, you get to see that there are fish boxes and insulated coolers throughout the horseshoe. So on each side, there's insulated tubs. These drain overboard, so if you want to use them as a fish box, nothing's going in the bilge and there's no pump to go bad with that. Underneath the front section of it is another insulated tub if you want to use this for either dry storage or a drink cooler. We move back, I'll show you another drink cooler, but additional tubs throughout the front of it. Drink holders, cuddy storage underneath both sides, as well as recessed handrails. This particular boat does have the bow table, so we've got a bow table with its own dedicated storage inside the console. That table mounts right here, allows for folks to enjoy themselves and have the ability to set down a drink or whatever they're doing in the front of the boat. Working our way back, center console itself has basically a double seat in front of the console, armrests that flip down, upholstered backrest, everything's comfortable. And then 100 quart insulated cooler underneath the front. This cooler also doubles as additional dry storage if you don't want to use it as that cooler. Working our way back, it is built and designed for offshore activities, and there are 14 rod holders on the deck of this boat, starting in the front all the way through the transom there. So plenty of rod storage, ability to carry all the tackle you want for a day or a weekend on the water. Our 32 center console, as well as our 29 center console, we utilize more of a pilot house type windshield. So we've got tailor-made wraparound windshield. It's tooled from the console into the hardtop. We use powder-coated metalwork to support all of this. The windshield itself has a windshield wiper, again, a piece of standard equipment that's on the boat, and provides just a ton of visibility as well as protection if you do happen to find yourself in inclement weather. Working our way back, this boat does have the optional taco outriggers, so we put the 380 18-foot outriggers on there for that additional spread if you are using the boat for offshore activities. Both sides mirror each other at this point as far as rod storage and as far as fish boxes. So both sides on the console here underneath the gunnel, there's storage for 3 rods that will lock inside that cabinet there, and it allows you to put in about a 6'6" rod. You can lock it, keep your equipment safe. On the floor of the boat, on both sides, you'll see again another insulated tub. This same tub can be found on the starboard side as well. One thing to note when you're looking at this, you can check out some of the videos on the factory tours, but we utilize resin transfer molding with all of our hatches. So all of the hatches are finished with this beautiful non-skid on the top, but it also has a slick, nice finish underneath that. So if you're using this for a fish box, any of that fish slime that does find itself underneath there is easily cleaned off and wiped away. Something that just you find on your higher end, a little better finished product. The console itself, we pointed out this windshield, full visibility, great visibility whether you're looking forward or back, as well as some protection from wind and rain. Compass, the helm itself, offset to the port side. We allow the dealers to utilize this space to install a custom electronics package. Tons of room, tons of space there. We also have the ability to factory install the Optimus system on all of our product 28 feet and bigger. So that allows you to have electronic power steering or the joystick to utilize that in and around the dock. I mentioned earlier that we have a limited number of options on all of the products. So what we've done is we really find out what the bulk of the customers are after, and we make that product standard when we build the boat. Standard on the 32 center is this fantastic helm station tackle center. So we've got a bolstered seat that allows you to stand up and run the boat. It allows you to have a partner standing there, or you can actually utilize the upholstery and fold your seats down and have a full captain's chair and still have great visibility as you're running the boat. So this helm station, or tackle station if you would, is standard on all of the 32s. It also utilizes live well, a fresh water system. So we've got a 45-gallon live well off to the starboard side. We've got a fresh water system with a full sink, pull-out shower over here on the port side. And then we've got a number of tackle trays coming down the back of the unit itself. Access to plumbing, access to all of the major components are through doors on the sides of the helmet or the tackle station itself. Raw water pump mounted underneath here. You've got your raw water pump outlet on the tackle station as well. Moving our way back, I don't know if you can see it from here, I'll point it out on this side, but we've got tackle storage units underneath the gunnels down the back of the cockpit from really that helm station back. So you've got a number of options that you've put in there. We've used tackle trays here, additional storage. This can be used for dry storage, cleaning supplies, and then on both sides, you've got access to your fuel water separator inside that last compartment. One thing I'd like to point out standing in here, and the beam on this boat, I think I may have mentioned it earlier, 10.5 foot beam, and you really feel that beam and that cockpit when you're standing back here, and you realize just how big this boat is and how much room you've got to enjoy yourself in that offshore environment, fishing or boating in general. As we move our way back, standard on every 32, coaming pads, the upholstery itself, two-tone gray with the white upholstery, and it matches throughout the entire boat, as well as a honeycomb stitching inside the seats on the helm station. Standard in the cockpit or on the transom, we've got our jump seats. These jump seats are mirrored on both sides, allows you to have a place to rest as you're running in or running out, But then once you're to the fishing grounds and you're doing what you want to do, it allows you the ability to drop them down and have full access to that rear transom. Across the transom itself, we've got storage units on both sides, drink holders across the back, knife, plier holders, another freshwater wand for rinsing off if you're using the boat for diving or snorkeling. It goes without saying, and you'll hear this throughout every time you talk to somebody about their WorldCat, they will tell you that there is simply no boat on the market that has the water access like one of the WorldCat catamarans. So what we've done is we've allowed, with the catamaran design, your motors are far apart. So this helps you with a number of things. One, maneuverability around the dock. You've got two outboards that are about 4.5, 5 feet apart. Bump one in forward, one in reverse, and you can really pivot that boat inside its own length. But the other thing it does is it allows you the ability to have a swim ladder in between them. So this ladder will fold down, and somebody, I like to say, no matter how strong you are, how weak you are, how old you are, how young you are, anybody can come up and down that ladder, whether you've got dive gear on. You know, it makes water access extremely easy. And then there's a clear shot right into the cockpit. Standard power on all of our 32 centers, all of our 32 duals, are the Yamaha inline 6-cylinder 300 horsepower package. These motors allow for this boat a little better than 50 mile an hour wide open throttle. But without a doubt, one of the greatest benefits of a catamaran, again, besides that ride in a sea condition, is fuel economy and fuel efficiency. So this boat, without anything in it, it's a little over 10,000 pounds. But with a pair of 300s and a 32-foot boat and an entire load of folks on here, you can still have fuel economy close to 2 miles per gallon at a comfortable cruise in the upper 20s. So again, one of the greatest benefits of a catamaran is the ability to have a fantastic efficiency with the hull. You get away with a little less horsepower, if you would, and you don't have to work those motors quite as hard as you would a traditional V-bottom boat. I hope you've enjoyed this tour. I hope you've gotten some great information from the 32 Center here today. For additional information, please look us up on the web, worldcat.com, or reach out to one of your local dealers. And again, thank you for visiting.